Good afternoon, everyone. It is the Soulful Stitcher, aka Melanie. I know it's been a minute since I've created my video, but I deleted my old channel and created a new channel. And you're probably saying, well, why did you go through all of that? Um, one, you know, my old channel represents old things, like the time that I started to learn how to stitch and learn different things about stitching. Um, but also, um, it kind of represented, um, in my opinion, I just had some character flaws that I really needed to work on. And with that being said, I just felt like I needed to discard the old Melanie, anything that went along with her, and create something new. The other thing that I noticed is that even though I had like 1,000 and some odd subscribers, I was only getting like 300 and some odd views, which isn't a big deal because I'm, not desperate for subscribers or anything. But I think one of the main reason is because I wasn't really showing anything. Like I was showing whips and I was showing haul, but I was never showing finishes. And that's the other reason why I created a new channel is because this one is going to be new, meaning taking my stitching to the next level. I'm about to buy a sewing machine, and then I actually found someone local in my area that's stitching, and we're actually going to get together this Friday. Um, and then she's going to be willing to teach me the things that I need to know, how to make project bags, and how to keep my fabric from fraying, and how to make pillows and stuff. And I'm not doing any of that because I want to be a retailer. One, because there's so many great people out there that already do all of that. They just don't need another, retailer, another person selling the same thing. And two, I'm too lazy to do all of that. I'm not interested in calculating shipping and sending out stuff. I'm not, I'm just, my life is too busy for that. So, all of the project bags or pillows or anything like that will simply be for personal use. Um, which leads me into the next thing that I have several shout outs. Um, I have a shout out to Mischievous Stitcher, which would be Lori. One of the things that I wanted to do was make the back of my stitching a lot better and a lot neater. And so I got the opportunity to watch Lori's video, and she taught how to do the pin stitch, which is absolutely wonderful, because learning the pin stitch, it is really helping me keep the back of my cross stitching neat. And then that leads me into the next shout out, which would be to McKenna and Nell from Little Yellow House Crafts. Because I can't remember what episode, but on their video, they were talking about how we as stitchers should really step it up in the sense of submitting our work, to our state fairs and different things like that. And, I just felt like they were right. For me, though, our state fair is in Tampa, and that's 4 hours away. So I'm kind of flipping back and forth because that would mean, drive down there to submit your work and then drive back to pick it up. And that's like 8 hours. That's like spending a whole day. You know, Unfortunately, we don't have a county fair. And the counties surrounding mine, they do have a county fair, but you have to live or work in the county to be able to submit your stuff. And I thought that was kind of whack, given the fact that they took the county fair from my town. So why wouldn't you allow us to submit, our work in the neighboring towns? But it is what it is. So, so I just wanted to give a shout out to them because watching their videos and watching the work that they submitted, it's like if I really take the time and the effort to really give my stitching, just the attention. I can do the same thing too. So, again, the purpose of this channel is to really step it up a notch. Not just show whips, but to finally to show finishes too. So with that being said, let me show you a couple whips that I have. So one of the things that I have been working on is, you guys know, Sky Blue Street, and this is kind of awkward. Yeah. So I'm finally done the dress shop, and I'm moving on to the baker shop. So I've gotten a little part of this done. This is really, really a fun stitch, and I've just decided that I really need to give it a lot of attention. I'm really hoping to have this done by the end of the year, but we'll see, because I do have some plans for Christmas stitching. But regardless, I've now become a seasonal stitcher, where I really only want to stitch things in the certain season that we're in. However, this is one that I would carry over no matter what, this season is. The next one that I really wanted to have finished by Halloween, but unfortunately, I got hyped about stitching Halloween, and I belong to Stitchers Coven, and all the other ladies were excited. But dude, like halfway through October, I just got like burnt out on Halloween. Like it was a shame. So this is another one that I carry that I really need to get finished, because it's a shame that, they're just kind of hanging out there. But I did come across another lady in Stitchers Coven, I believe, that's stitching this too. So I reached out to her and was like, hey, I'm stitching this. Hopefully we can give each other support to get this done. Probably I need her support than she needs mine, but, to get that done. Oh, and let me show you guys real quick, like the cover, because I just sat here and showed you two whips, but I didn't show you the cover, which you guys are probably familiar with these by now anyway. So let's start back with Sky Blue Street. So Sky Blue Street is this, and if you look, this is what I was talking about, how I got finished the dress shop, but now I'm starting to work right in here, and then I will work my way around. There's a couple things, maybe a window and the word shop, that need to be implemented in this, but I'm just kind of so tired of working on the dress shop that I actually just kind of want to move on, and then I'll come back and put that in later. So if you're interested, this is by Soda Stitch, and the designer, her name is Jung Sunny, and she is amazing. Just an amazing person, an amazing designer, and I make it a point to buy her cross stitch, even though it ships from Korea. Her stuff is just that good that I'm willing to wait. It doesn't bother me. And then, where is my little guy? Let me see here. I should have had all of this prepared. Well, unfortunately, I don't know where I put the cover for the Halloween project, but if you've seen them, if you've seen my stuff, you've seen it before. Let me just look in this one thing just to see. Yeah, okay, I found it. So this is by Foxwood Crossing, and this is what I'm working on, and that's what I need to get finished. The fabric is just simply 18 count Aida, hand dyed myself. So nothing special on that one. And I'm using Weeks Dye Works Onyx for that. Next, let me see, what do I have here? Oh, I jumped on the bandwagon and I became a part of Jane Austen's Sal. And I really want to get the border done too. I'm stitching it 1/1 using the DMC. I can't remember if it's called for thread, over dyed threads or not. But the sad part about it is this is all I've done. Yeah. But I did go ahead and purchase the needle minder. So I definitely want to get it done because she's going to release the second block in December. And I don't want to be working on the frame still. I kind of want to get it done. Let me see if there's any other whips. Yes. And this kind of goes with haul as well. So I went to my local needle workshop and I purchased this pattern called Pumpkin 3. It's cute. I love it. And that's one also, that I'm, regardless what the season is, I want to get that one done. And I am doing this one on just, I want to say a 28 count linen that I had laying around the house. And so far, all I've gotten done is the border. But I still am enjoying it. And instead of regular DMC, I am using Splendor Silk. The cool thing about Splendor, it's a 12 ply silk, so I'm using that, and I got a couple cards, just to make sure I don't run out. So that was a pattern that I had purchased, so I'm excited about getting that one finished too. And then another whip that I have, which is also considered haul. Now, you guys have seen this to the end, so this is not going to be any type of big deal, which is what? Halloween Hawk Run Hollow. There is a sale going on, and I really want to be a part of that sale. However, you know what this looks like. And then I'm using the DMC alternates, and I'm doing this on a 32 count, and I want to say the company is called Gibalti. I don't remember. But the linen is a 40 count, and of course I got the needle minder, and right now so far the only thing I've done is stitch the outside of block 1, and this is probably another one. No matter what the season is, I'll be working on it. I'm just tired of not having finishes, and I want to really get some things done. So, and that's pretty much it for whips, except for one thing, but I'll show you that in a second. So now, we will move on to haul. So some of the patterns that I bought, and you guys might have seen these, I can't remember, but if you've seen them, oh well. So I did wordplay, and I got the July pattern. And I got October, and I got January for my birthday, and I've got August, just because this is so pretty, I love it. And then I got November, and I don't think I'm going to get the rest of the months, just because I'm not really interested in those. Autumn is my favorite time of year. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and then my birthday. And August, I just wanted that one because it's so cute. Just, it has herbs and just all kinds of stuff. Herbs and sunflowers and different things like that. And we are actually going to be looking into creating our own herb garden for various different reasons. So that's kind of an incentive. And then my friend Danny, my stitching sister, she sent me this pattern. Excuse me, guys, I'm just getting over the flu and the sinus infection. And she knows that my favorite, all-time favorite designer is Little House Needleworks. It doesn't matter if I'm going to stitch them or not. I'm on a mission to get everything that Diane Williams has put out. So that was nice that she sent me that. And then I made a trip to my LNS, and I got a couple Little House Needleworks too. So I got this one. I mean, it's called a hot cocoa. How cute can you get? How much cuter can you get? That is cute. And then I got this one, represents my favorite season, autumn. I got different things representing autumn, pumpkins, a house, a young girl out there with the bird, and then fall and some sunflowers. And then I wanted to try this because I do not own any Lizzie Kate. Can you believe that? And so I wanted to get her Nevermore. And then I wanted to get her Fall, which is, oh, this block is November. It's apparently monthly Flip It charts. And in this particular one, I think this is so cute because, you know, whatever. It has the little acorn charm in it. I think that is so cute. And then some other Little House needleworks that I got is, I got this one called Christmas Carol. And I got this one called Autumn Pumpkins. And then I went ahead and jumped on the bandwagon and got this particular series because once I've seen some of the Stitch or Stitch It on one piece of fabric all together, it was just extremely beautiful, and I had to get it, which is the Farmhouse Christmas series. Now the funny thing is I ordered them backwards. I got 9, let's see, I got 9, which is Baba Black Sheep. Then I got 8, which is Farm Folk. And then I got number 7, which is Cock-a-doodle-doo. And then I got part 5, which is Grandma's Quilt. And then I got 4, which is Dairy Darling. But what I did was I went back to Stitch Frog because, can you believe it? She's giving these 20% off, dude, and they're $4.80. And I believe Little House Needleworks is on sale for the rest of the year. Don't quote me on that. It's either until December 1st or until the end of the year. You can't beat that. So what I did was went back and ordered 1, 2, 3, and then 6. So I will have the complete set, and I will be starting that definitely as part of my Christmas stitching. Then another part of my Christmas stitching, you guys are very familiar with this, but 'tis the season. I wanted to stitch that one because I joined the group, and once I saw a bunch of finished pieces, I have to do it. So I am going to do it on 40 count Newcastle flax. So of course, and then what I did was I turned around and got Victorian Motto Threads Floss Pack by Nancy. And the colors are 'Tis the Season Scarecrow, 'Tis the Season Vanilla Pudding, 'Tis the Season Mud Pie, 'Tis the Season Attic Tea, 'Tis the Season Tortoise Shell, 'Tis the Season Pumpkin Carriage, 'Tis the Season Moss, and 'Tis the Season Poison Apple, and, oh, 'Tis the Season Poison Apple. So apparently you need 2 of those. So I went ahead and got that. Another part of my haul that I got was some cute little needle minders. Um, I ordered this one for September, back to school, Apple's teacher. I thought that was pretty cute. Um, and then I got for the fall, I got a little caramel or candy apple. So it's always fun. Well, back in the day when you were kids, you could bob for apples, but I don't think it would be a good idea nowadays. And then you guys know that this is the needle minder for the Autumn Acres by Chalk Design. Hand, I don't even want to butcher it. You get it. And then I got a little bell for when I start my Christmas stitching. And then also got hot cocoa. A lot of stitchers like coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I do like cocoa. And then I tried out a new stitcher. Oh, I forgot one other thing, guys. Wordplay December. Okay. And then I tried out a new designer. I'd been eyeing her stuff for a while. And one, I was impatient and didn't really want to wait for it to come overseas. But then finally I just broke down and said, stop being a pain, Melanie. You're not going to stitch it tomorrow anyway. So I just broke down and ordered it, and I'm so glad I did, and I'm definitely going to go back for more. This is by Roveris, and this particular one is called Crow Sampler, and I love that. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm also going to get Splendor silk threads to stitch this one. I just think it would be beautiful with that blue in the background, and then black silk for the raven, or the crow, excuse me. So that one. And then I had got this one as well, which is, this one is called October 31st, I believe. And I really like that one too. And then last, for Christmas stitching, I got this one as well. I love that Santa bell pull. And this is going to be one of my projects, once I learn the stitching, the sewing is to actually create that as a bell pull. And then last, I have a storage system for Victorian motto threads, and this is the white, black, and gray. This is only for right now, because I am definitely making it a priority to get every single color of floss that Nancy sells. She is an amazing dyer. I love her stuff, and I want her to simply be my total go-to for over-dyed threads. So for right now, because I'm still building my stash, this is what I'm putting them in. But of course, once I really get to the point like I'm busting out of the seams, we'll probably build or buy something that's really going to carry the mother load. And I did get quite a few packages of Nancy's floss, but I was not thinking about the fact that I was going to create a floss tube. So unfortunately, I opened up the packages and went ahead and sorted them by color. But if you follow me on Instagram, you can see the particular boxes of colors that I got. And if you're a part of the Limited Floss Club, then you already know what the monthly box was for that. But one of the sets that I did get was her Bewitched set. And the colors are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And I love every single one of them. And so what this one is called is Moonlight Creatures. Let me, so you can see that. Okay. The next one is called Creeping Fog. Next you have, woohoo, zombie. Then you have ghouls and goblins. Then you have whispering shadows. You have cauldron bubble. And then you have darkness calling. Shaded midnight. Haunted graveyard. Monster in the dark. Bewitching. And Fog in the Lagoon. And Swaying Tombstone. As you can see, 20 yards of floss for $2.95 if you bought them separately, but the box is, I believe, $27, and I don't care. It's totally worth every single dime. I'm just praying that Nancy stays in business for a very long time, because I want her to be my go-to girl. Because I remember Vicki Clayton created some beautiful silks, but then she went out of business, and you can't find her stuff anymore. So just keep Nancy in our thoughts. That business keeps booming for her. Okay, so let's see here. Another thing that I purchased, Danny, my stitching sister, gave me this as well. And we all love primitive hair, and this one is called May the Witches. And then I got this frosted pumpkin. This particular one is I Love Fall. And that is just so freaking cute. And I'm just using the DMC for that. I did one time purchase the color, I can't remember. It's another thread that they recommend, but when I got them, it didn't really seem no different than DMC. So as I was telling you about the little truck, I got the Autumn Acres, and then I turn around and I also got this needle minder with it as well. Okay. And I'm just simply using DMC, and as far as the over dyed threads, I'll order them too, if they are called for. And then next, let's see what we got here. I just followed Kansas City girl living in a Colorado world. Because she was finding like some really awesome patterns on Etsy. So I found this one that she showed, which is Herbal Grimoire, and I really like that one. So I got that, and that's simply DMC black, DMC white. And then another pattern that I got off Etsy, and this is so freaking cute, and it's called the Rustic Halloween Tree. And guys, these patterns were like $5, $4, so it's not anything that's like gonna break the bank, And then another one that I got, which again, we're all familiar with Isabel, Primitive Hair. Hey, honey, do you see a little spool and it's white? And so I got Witches of Salem. Thank you, hon. And I am waiting for this one because I think I'm going to go ahead and order some of Isabella's Old Salem linen. I ordered several pieces of hers, big pieces, and fell in love with them. I don't know what she does, but they come with this awesome smell. Awesome. And she's just another great designer and great person. And then this I got too, by Frosted Pumpkin, and it's called Pumpkin Spice, which I'm sure, you know, everyone's familiar with that by now. And then another thing that I purchased, because this goes in hand with the last piece of haul that I'm going to show. I got a cone of the Nymo beading thread. I used to use fishing line, but once someone suggested the Nymo thread, and I just went and picked up a little package at Michael's, I absolutely fell in love with it. But one of the things is the package at Michael's, you get like 3 bobbins, and it's like $14, and the bobbins are literally this little. And so I said, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better cost-effective way to get Nymo thread. And I did some searching, and I found the cone of it. And so with that being said, the other piece of haul that I purchased, give me 1 second here, is my roller frame lap stand. And I love it. Remember when I was telling you guys that I had to take it back because the back bar was too small for my frames? So the gentleman was so wonderful, and he created, specifically for me, he did not have this laying around, a 28-inch bar, because of the fact that all of the roller frames that I own are too big for the standard. And how it works is, I wish I could. Well, you see you have 2 holes here, and then you see you have 2 slots here. So what you do is you take it and you put, okay, so now you want to act a hot mess when I'm trying to demonstrate. So you take that, I put that in wrong. Take it and put it in the hole, and then you take the other one. Okay. Just give me 1 second as I get myself together, because this is really a hot mess right now. I had it all together and then I pulled it off. But while I'm getting this situated, one of the things that I love is the fact that it really works for someone sitting on the bed. Like, you don't have to hunch down and so stitch. It really comes up high enough to a comfortable height. I don't know about you guys, but if I bend my neck for long periods of time, it ends up causing me a lot of pain, and I have to set my stitching aside. So I finally got it together, and this is how it works. You basically put one side of the frame in the hole, and then you put the other side of the frame in the slot, and then you just let it drop. That's all. Let it drop, and you stitch on it. But sometimes I have to put my frame starting up at the top because of the way it's built. Kind of, I don't really know how to explain it to you, but, and then I stitch. And so the purpose that I was saying to you is how the Nymo thread in the roller frame goes hand in hand is because I am going to be finishing up Celtic Winter, which, you know, the lavender and lace Celtic women all have a lot of beading. And I made the amateur mistake of stitching my Celtic Winter in a hoop, and it like smashed the beads and stuff, and I was freaking out. So I called Susan, which is my local needle shop. She's the owner of A Stitch in Time. And she told me what to do, basically, which was to soak it in some water, and it would pull the threads back together. And I did that, and it came out magnificent. So I knew at that point that I really needed to get something that I could use for beading or use for larger projects. And so and it works out perfectly. I love it. I have probably about 8 to 10 actual frames for various different projects and stuff like that. So that is pretty much it for my floss tube. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell for the notifications. And just look forward to a lot of great things to come. Oh, and there's one other thing. With the some of the Lizzie Kate patterns and stuff that I showed you guys, I did get some over dyed threads for those. And then before I realized Hobby Lobby sold them, I did get a set of the mini clips. And then, of course, you know, I got a set of the bigger ones. But I feel like an idiot because I was being impatient and didn't want to wait. I ended up spending $8.99. Maybe I used the coupon. I don't know. On the ones at Hobby Lobby. I looked on Amazon, and you can get over 100 multicolored, multi-size for the same price. So that's what I get for being impatient. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. In the next video that's coming up, for those of you who are interested, is the Year of Whips. So I promise you it's not the next day and I'm wearing the same thing. I'm just filming both videos back to back. Have a great day, guys.